maybe sometimes you talk better than most, so people want to hear your podcast, or maybe they want to look at your videos because you give a nice presentation on whatever through a whiteboard. It depends upon what your strengths are. And people rely upon that strength to learn what they need to learn from you.
Welcome to the My Future Business Show, where we get you in front of your best audience and keep you there. Not only are we interviewing the biggest names in business to help you become even more successful, we're inviting you to book your spot on the show to help you grow your business. So at the end of the call, make sure you fill in the interview application form at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. Hi, and welcome back to the My Future Business Show. My name's Rick Nuske. I'm the luckiest man in the world, I have to say, because on today's show, I'm with Darius James. Welcome to the show, Darius.
Thank you for inviting me on the show. It's always a pleasure to be here and add value to people's lives.
Yes, thank you so much. Now, talking about adding value on today's call, we're going to be talking about Darius's business, Book Leaf Publishing, but we're also going to be talking about his website, some of the things he's done. But before we do that, Darius, would love to get you to share a little bit about yourself and what you like to do when you're not working.
Well, a little bit about myself is I'm an online entrepreneur, and I recently got into affiliate marketing, and it taught me a difference between being an affiliate and being and being an entrepreneur. Those were two different things, which I didn't really categorize them separately in the past, but the mindset is a little bit different from an entrepreneur and an affiliate, and both are positive, but you have to know the difference between the two. And they have two different job descriptions, really.
Yeah.
An affiliate is more of an influencer, and entrepreneur is really somebody who wants to start a business. So it's two different outcomes, but the goal in mind is to help others and provide value. That's the only thing that is congruent between the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I like to do in my spare time is mainly hang out with friends, hang out with my beautiful girlfriend, or I like to travel a lot. I spent some time in Asia. I went to South Korea so far, Vietnam so far, and I really like going to Asia and traveling. And I live in Illinois, so I usually travel to Chicago or St. Louis, and I have some family up there. So when I'm not working or if I'm not reading, I usually get out the house and spend time doing that or exercising, just regular everyday activities.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing, Darius. Now, the one thing that you said there was, doing normal everyday things. Now, I've read your bio, and it's an interesting journey that you had early on. You talked about having to go through a self-development journey. Can you share a little bit about what that meant to you?
It meant everything. My self-development journey is it's not easy. Entrepreneurship is not easy. Affiliate marketing, it's not as simple as people think that it is. And if somebody says that you could do this and do all these crazy things in 30 days, they're lying to you, because that's not the case. Yes, it depends upon person to person and what your previous experiences are, but the majority of the time it's not easy. You know, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes dedication. You have to have a vision, purpose, goals. And if you don't have any of that, you can't expect to reach these crazy results that you see people promoting online. So I try to make a book that is more down to earth, that teaches you, hey, if you want to go into affiliate marketing, and if you want to learn what it means to be an influencer, essentially, then you need to have this criteria. You need to have this mindset. You need to have these principles, these strategies. Because if you don't, you're going to struggle. You get frustrated, and ultimately you're going to quit.
Can people who don't have, I guess, a great deal of confidence and ability to, communicate with others, could they do this successfully?
Well, we're all looking at a screen. Affiliate marketing, online affiliate marketing, essentially is you're just going from software to software, using social media. You're using certain skills that you don't need to really talk to people. Yes, you can, but it's not required. Yes, you can go on YouTube and make videos, or you can do podcasting, or, you can put yourself out there if you want to, but it's not required. It just depends upon how you are and what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and knowing what people associate to you the most with. Maybe sometimes you talk better than most, so people want to hear your podcast, or maybe they want to look at your videos because you give a nice presentation on whatever through a whiteboard.
Yeah.
It just depends upon what your strengths are, and people rely upon that strength to learn what they need to learn from you. So it just depends upon person to person.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, Darius, I wonder, just to dig a little bit deeper, what does your daily routine look like? You wake up of a morning and you say to yourself, you know what, I'm not really in the mood today. How do you click out of that, and what do you do?
I have morning rituals. I'm a strong believer of starting the day strong so you can end the day strong.
Hmm.
What we do at the beginning of the day sets the course for the rest of the day. I can't tell you how many days I have to deal with negativity. I have to deal with opposition. I have to deal with certain things that might put me in a negative state.
Yeah.
But I'm a strong believer in morning rituals, so I try to get up usually around 6 a.m., 5:30 if I can, but just depending upon how much sleep I get. I usually try to get at least 7 hours, 6 hours at the minimum, so I could be able to function and not make mistakes. But after that, I dive straight into my morning ritual. The first thing that I do when I wake up is I smile. I have another day to make a difference in somebody else's life. So after that, I motivate myself through empowering questions. I ask myself, what am I passionate about? What inspires me today?
Yeah.
What am I doing this for? And when you give yourself an honest answer, you're more likely to reinforce whatever it is that you believe in. So that's the first thing I do when I wake up. I always do my morning ritual, and I do it at least 6 out of 7 days out of the week, because Zig Ziglar said that motivation is like bathing. You have to do it continuously in order for it to have effect. So that is so true when it comes to morning rituals, and I'm a strong believer in that. So I start my day positive every single day and try to improve and grow and learn as much as I can.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sitting here. The thing that came to mind, Darius, was you talked about a leader just then. I wonder who else that you're, I guess, researching and following, that gives you that inspiration, gives you ideas. Who is that at the moment for you?
One of my mentors is Stephen James. I bought every single course that he had to offer. I would say a few years ago, and it
Hmm.
changed my life. I was working at a job that I hated, and I felt like I wasn't achieving my true potential as a human being. I always felt that something was missing in my life, and the standard 9 to 5 wasn't it. This can't just be my destiny. But I didn't know exactly how to make that change possible. So I started reaching out to others. I started leveraging others. I stopped trying to figure out all the pieces by myself. So Stephen James, our Project Life Mastery,
Hmm.
really, really motivated me to take the steps into going to publishing, to going to affiliate marketing, to making money online. And he explained that this is the way the world is going to travel in the next few years. This is the future.
Yeah.
And I try to capitalize on that and make something out of myself to improve my life and the lives of others, to live the life that we all deserve. And another person I would say is Dan Locke. Dan Locke has taught me about selling. He's taught me about mindset, taught me a lot about habits. He's taught me a lot about how to deal with adversity. And Dan is a huge, huge influence on my life. I follow all his YouTube videos, and he always gives value in every single video. So I would say that was another impact that changed my mindset as well.
Yes, thank you so very much for sharing all of this, Darius. Now, I think we should shift gears and look at the core of your experience with affiliate marketing. Could you tell us about that first time that you experienced success, and how did you feel?
First time I had success, it's not some crazy success story where I made all this money. I set one goal for myself when I first started online, and my goal was to make $1. That was just my goal. It's just to get $1 online, and then I can make $5. I can make 10. I didn't try to make all these crazy claims, because when that doesn't happen,
Hmm.
people usually get negative emotions. So I try to reinforce something that was so simple, that was so possible, that it just motivated me. So after I made that first dollar, then I made $2, and then I just kept building upon that. And to get to where I want to be is more realistic now because I didn't stress myself out, didn't get frustrated with all these crazy claims. So that was my first breakthrough moment when I got $1. And to most people that's nothing, but to me that was the world because I looked at all the videos, I did all this research, and just to get that $1 in return back, and then it was constant. Then it became constant, and that really reinforced my mind that this is real. This can happen. If I just keep going, then I can make $10,000 a month. I can make all these crazy success stories and show people that what is possible. But for me, that was just making $1 in the end,
Yeah, I can
in the
imagine
beginning.
just sitting there that moment that you've gone, you know what, I've proved it. I can see this working, and it wasn't a fluke. You've done it over and again. So, did you end up from that point once you realised that, Darius? Did you start to build yourself a system to recreate that same result?
Yes, I always try to make a process, right? Because you have to have a process in place. You can't just have a beginning goal. You can't just have an end goal. You have to have a process, a day-to-day philosophy, a day-to-day series of events that lead up to your end result. Okay, and most people just get so caught up. They start at the finish line, and then they look at the end, they start at the beginning line, then they
Yeah,
look at the finish line, but
yeah.
they're not looking at the process, the sweat, the training. They're not looking at that. They don't realize that. They just see the beginning to
The,
the end,
and they see the gloss, don't they?
and that's so unrealistic to have that kind of mindset. You have to have a system in place that will get you to those results, and that's going to dictate your success from your failure. So I always try to formulate something. I always try to prepare, and I always try to reach out and ask questions. And I've always done that, even through high school, through college. I always did that. I always ask questions, and that's just a part of who I am. That way I don't have to make mistakes that I could easily avoid. And that's another thing that separated me a little bit from other people is I don't get discouraged because I have failure, because to me failure is just success and progress. I'm not there yet, but if I keep going, then I'll get there. you know Adversity is not a bad thing.
Hmm.
Competition is not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I just have to diversify myself and make myself better so that I can provide something different than everybody else.
Do you find that, I guess it's one thing to know your process. Do you actually document your process? And if you are you teaching others how to do what you're doing?
Well, I have a productivity planner, and before I did that, I would constantly write out my goals. I would write out my goals and I would write out my process. I would have an end result that I wanted, but then I'll ask myself, what do I need to do to get there? What do I need to do to get to what this goal is, right?
Yeah.
And so when I started doing that, it opened up a whole new realm of possibilities because, oh, I can get into this, I can get into that, I could do this. And I was focused more upon the process rather than the end result. And when I shifted that mindset, I got more productive. I got more inspired. It was almost like doing a checklist, and I would star each task that I had from an order of importance. Like, this is what I need to do today.
Hmm.
This is my end result. This is what I need to do today. And I usually list about 5 things, right?
Yeah.
Because we all have personal lives, and my girlfriend wouldn't be very happy with me if I didn't, spend some time with her. So I didn't try to stress myself out too much, but
Yeah.
I tried to implement everything as soon as possible, and I didn't waste any time.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that was one thing that got me to where I wanted to be, was to speed of implementation.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
documented everything I wanted, and I put a timer on myself. That way I wouldn't get sidetracked with social media or whatever. So I did that, and I always try to motivate other people to be more productive. I motivate my own family. I motivate my friends. I motivate anybody that needs to be motivated. I try to make YouTube videos. I try to make blog posts. I try to make whatever it is that I'm doing to get people to spur them into action, because you can have the knowledge, but it's what you do when the mentor goes home. It's what you do when you close the book. It's what you do when you're by yourself. That's when the learning begins, because everybody else can help you, but you have to be able to help yourself in the end. And if
Yeah.
you don't do that, you're not going to have results.
That's some sage advice. I'm listening to that and I'm thinking that's a man who knows the journey that he's on now. In terms of making affiliate commissions, because that's what we're focusing on here,
Mm.
what is the most effective way that you've found to do that? What is your delivery mode? How do you do it?
I usually do it through Facebook ads. I bought a course called Commission Hero by Robbie. I don't want to mispronounce his last name, but Robbie is the number one ClickBank affiliate in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So off camera, that's usually how I made my money. I would promote other people's products, and that's the best thing about affiliate marketing. I don't have to have the customer support. I don't have to answer anybody's questions, or anybody's complaints.
Yeah.
I just promote the product, get them to buy, then my job is done. And that's the best thing about affiliate marketing. You're not an entrepreneur. You're not an employee.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have that mindset. If I put this out, when am I going to see my return back? But that's an employee mindset. You have to shift that to an affiliate marketer's mindset, and that mainly is, how many people can I help today? How many people can I reach? That's going to dictate your success. And Robbie has taught me so much about affiliate marketing, and I try to record that into whatever book that I'm writing, and try to implement some of that, but I don't want to give all of Robbie's secrets away. So if you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, check out Robbie's course. It's great.
Yep.
And there's also many other courses out there. You don't have to take Robbie's course if you don't, but it really intrigued me that he was number one, and how more empowering way to learn from the best. Obviously what he's doing is working. So I
Yeah.
just try to leverage his knowledge and go from there. So Facebook ads is usually the most important way for me to reach other people, because most people are on Facebook. So I'm just going with the tide,
Yeah.
and that made the difference in my life.
Do you find that there's a need to balance the amount of courses that you do and actually implementing? What's the ratio? How much learning should you be doing? Is it ongoing, or should you learn something then try to implement it? How do you go about that?
I would say a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody has a course out there, one thing I want to say about the internet is internet's always changing. When you have a business that's concrete, brick and mortar, it's a little bit different, because it's constant, but it doesn't change as much as the internet. So I always try to keep up with the tide. I always try to keep up with the times. And I remember when I first started, online business, I spent thousands of dollars. I'm trying to learn as much as I can learn as soon as possible. That way I could jump heights that will be, 10 years, but I can learn all that in a few months. So I try to leverage as many people as possible in order to reach my destination, because if I didn't, the consequences were way more painful. So I did whatever I could. I did car washes. I did, I worked second jobs. I did whatever I could in order to get to where I wanted to be. And that made the difference in my life. So I was resourceful and I was creative. I would pull people over, on the busiest streets in my town in Springfield, and just tell them, hey, I'm doing this by donation. I want to go to this event that would change my life. And I was transparent with people. I didn't tell them I wanted to do all this crazy stuff. I said, hey, I want to go to this event. This event will change my life. If you could donate $5, perfect. If you can't, we'll wash your car and you can go about your day. And I made $700 in one day.
Wow.
Just by being transparent with people and telling them my goals and inspire them, like, wow, I hope you make it. I hope you do great. Here's $20. One person gave me $100. It's just crazy how people will react to you when you come from a place of humbleness.
Yeah.
When you don't try to boost yourself up in a braggadocious kind of way, and you really just stay down to earth, and you tell them, these are my goals. This is what my purpose is in life. And if you can help reach that goal, I greatly appreciate it.
That dream's alive there, isn't it? And you're not only talking the talk, you're walking the walk, and you're obviously on a mission. People can feel that. Now, I want to shift gears, if we can, Darius, onto Bookleaf Publishing. What is that all about for you?
Book Leaf Publishing is going to be all about mindset. It's going to be all about emotions. Basically, the three cores of human life that people care about is health, wealth, and relationships. So you're going to find tons of books in the future. Book Leaf Publishing is relatively new right now, but we have a process in place, and it's just taking writers a little bit more time. Usually it takes them about 21 days in order to get the book done, edited, everything like that. But after then, you have to do marketing, you have to do promoting. So in the future, you're going to see a lot of books right now. We have two that's based upon creating a business plan
Mm-hmm.
and how to do affiliate marketing, how to create a ton of content, how to make affiliate commissions without creating a ton of content. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And we're creating a series on the back end that will give you paperbacks, it will give you audibles, and it will give you more information than the regular Kindle. That's going to be for $2.99.
Yeah.
And then the paperback is for $15, and the Audible is also for $15. But you get a lot more bang for your buck, and it's over twice as long than the regular Kindle. That way, that you can get more out of your experience.
So for one book, the affiliate commissions without having to make a ton of content. Are you saying there's the book, and then it's also supported by a series of audio files as well as videos? Is that what you meant?
Yes, it's all done by Amazon right now. Amazon has it in KDP enrolled, which means that I can't promote anybody else. I can't go to Lulu. I can't go to any other website. I have to
Yeah.
stick with them for 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all just a matter of time before it's all on other platforms. But for right now, Amazon is the number one ebook realtor in the world right now. So I wanted to go there first, where most of the traffic is, and then reach out to these other people as well, and just diversify um, through other means, other websites, things like that. But for right now, you can find everything on Amazon, and you'll see the testimonials. You'll see, how many people that have left a review so far. I encourage everybody to leave a review, but
Mm-hmm.
I have at least 20 so far on the business plan book that just came out earlier this month, I believe. And the affiliate marketing book just came out earlier this month. And I have one review on there. One person left a review so far. And the business plan book is doing really well. And on one day, I sold over 110 copies.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
people, they're leaving testimonials, and that's the greatest feeling to me. That's what I live for, to see that the people
You've
have
said some things,
found
Darius, that
value.
just jumping into my mind here. I have to share them. You've talked about being where people are. This is the essence of affiliate marketing, isn't it? You want to be, on Amazon where all the people are going. Why bother, swimming against the tide when you can just jump in the water with everybody else and sell like crazy?
Yes, you just have to have a place of you have to be authentic. You have
Yep.
to have a cover that stands out. You have to have something that catches somebody's eye. Maybe it's your description that's really good. Maybe it's your cover that's really good. Maybe it's your title. You have to be different than your competition. If you want to go into a market, and that's anything in business. If you want to go into a market and you're going to compete with your competitors, you have to bring something different. Even if you have a chapter that's different, Amazon will promote it more. I call them every day to try to figure out their algorithm, how they promote things, how they diversify. And Amazon actually runs their own ads when they see something is selling consistently. Maybe you have a chapter that's different, maybe you have a cover that's different. They will promote your product for you for free,
Wow.
as long as you have something that brings something different to the table.
So they will actually advertise on external platforms your particular book because it's getting traction.
Yes, and that's not just my book. That's any
Yeah.
product that they
Yeah.
that they see that is continuously making them money. It's this partnership. You want to have a relationship with your partner. That's what you have to understand about Amazon. Is That's pretty much your business partner right now. You want to know exactly what their goals are. They want you to bring the traffic from other sources, and they'll reward you with their sources, their free resources. So it's basically a partnership, you know
Yeah.
and you have to bring the quality product, and they'll bring the traffic. They have the traffic, and that's how they make money, and that's how you make money. And It took me a long time to figure out the algorithm. I call them every day, but we're getting a system in place where, I reached number one in new sales off that business plan book,
Wow.
in a short period of time, just because of my marketing. It's because I reached out to people on social media. I even told my family and friends, you don't even have to have this massive following. Reach out to people in your community, go door to door if you have to, tell your family, tell your friends. If you don't have a lot, then like I said, just reach out to strangers, and if you're not in a small city, you can go to Facebook groups that are free. You don't have to pay
Yeah.
all this crazy money for traffic, you know
This is
and
that
you just
thing.
have to
It's
be
about
resourceful.
being confident, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
This is all about being confident and not, and
Yes,
persevering.
exactly. You have to be confident. You have to believe in yourself. And people will sense that from you if you have confidence. And people will want that, whatever product that you have, to see what it's all about. This guy is making these claims that can help me out. Let's see what it's about. And that's how you get them through the door. And from there, it just depends upon how valuable your product is. And they're going to leave a bad review or they'll leave a good review. And then you have to deal with that situation. They do have a bad review, but that's all just a learning curve. It's all just a process that you have in place that maybe you need to improve. Maybe you're doing great, but just always striving for better opportunities. And that's my core philosophy in my life. I still have aspirations. I still have goals, missions. I still have a purpose that I want to achieve. And in the future, I'm going to reach them because I have a process in place that's getting me there.
Yeah, yeah. Do you find the writing process difficult, or is it something that comes naturally to you?
I usually don't write all of my books. To have a book publishing agency, I usually outsource that.
Mm-hmm.
Or the business plan book, I did write myself. That became number one in Kindle sales, which it's just crazy to think how many people I reached with that book. And I keep it honest with you. I don't write all of my books,
Mm-hmm.
but I look them over. I read them. I make sure that they're quality product. I make sure that they're formatted correctly, and I make sure that I leave a description and what whoever is writing it that I want done. So I write the book, but I don't write the book because I just don't have all the patience in the world to write 500 books.
Yeah.
But I'll read them over. I'll make sure they're a quality product and make sure that everybody's getting value from everything that I promote.
But this is a wise thing to do. You're not trying to make your life more difficult. You're trying to add value. You're trying to make your life more fulfilled whilst freeing yourself up. You talked about your partner earlier, and having that balance between doing all of these wonderful things and spending time with loved ones is obviously also important. Now, Darius, what's coming up for you next? What's coming up in the new year?
For 2020, my goal was to publish at least two books on Kindle, is to have at least one paperback book and at least one audio book. And the business plan book is doing great right now. It released, I think the first, and it's already the 19th, and it reached the number one sales. So I'm jumping on that as soon as possible. Getting the paperback out there, getting the Audible out there from a professional speaker, and having as much value as I can through those exclusive sources. And for 2020, my goal is to publish 15 more books. Okay, at least
Mm-hmm.
15 more books, which is very realistic, it's very attainable, and having the same paperback, having the same Kindle books. So now that's so many streams of income. With one book, I had three sources to make money, you know,
Yeah.
and I could diversify that. And if I have 15 books, I have, numerous ways to make a difference in somebody else's life. Because some people like the Audible, some people like having the physical paperback book, and some people just like reading on their cell phone or their tablet.
Mm-hmm.
So to just strive to reach as many people as I can that have a different level of reading and the different levels of experience that they like, that will bring value to my life and also bring value to theirs.
So this is something for everybody who's on the call today. Very valuable information. We've talked a lot about methods, processes, systems, outsourcing, affiliate marketing. It's all there now. Darius, when people want to work with you or learn more about you, where are they going to go?
You can reach out to me on you can find all my books on Amazon. Okay, they'll all say Darius James. Or if you want to reach out to me, go to info@bookleafpublishing.com, and you can email me anytime you like. And if I can't email you, somebody else will reach out to you as well. I have 3 assistants right now that check certain things in my business, like my social media profiles. You can reach Book Leaf Publishing on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, any platform really, Pinterest, any platform that people are, Book Leaf Publishing will be as well. And just reach out if you have any questions. Be open, and we can also have the book tailored to you. If you have a certain problem in your life, or if you want something done, reach out to us, or we will reach out to you and just ask, hey, we're making this new book. What do you want in it? What do you want included? What do you want the title to be? What do you want the chapters to be like? How is this chapter? We might send you a free chapter that you can't see on Amazon, because Amazon only really gives you the introduction, and just depends upon how long your introduction is. It might go to the first chapter, second chapter. But we'll send you like the 7th chapter, the 6th chapter. How do you feel about this? This solving the problem that you're facing in your life? And that's what's different about, I would say, what separates us from other people, is because we actually care. We don't just slap something together and put it out there with a price tag and say, go buy it. We want to make sure that you're getting exactly what you asked for, and that leaves a positive experience for everybody. We get positive feedback, they get a positive experience, and it just all around creates a positive system that works.
Yes, so thank you very much for sharing everything that you've done with us today, Darius. Now, for everybody who's on the call, as per normal, I will be making the links back to Darius, back to the various places that you can find him. Darius, thank you so very much for spending some time with me on the My Future Business show today.
No problem. It's always a pleasure, and I hope everybody received value from this experience, and I hope to see you all soon.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the call, then make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, share us with your friends, and book your spot on the show at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. And if you're looking for solutions that will help grow your business, then visit myfuturebusiness.com/shop.